Hello, YouTube. I always said that if I ever were to make a YouTube channel, this would be the first YouTube video that I would make. I want to first say that my name is Paige Thompson. Fun facts about me: I'm married. I'm almost 21. I'll redo that. Fun facts about me: I have a dog named Charlie. I'm married. I'm almost 21. And my husband, his name's Carter. He's in the military, the Marines. Right now I'm living in Illinois, but recently I've lived in California because of the military. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I also want to say that I don't want this story to go back on anyone. I'm from a very small town in Illinois. Everybody knows everybody here. My fear of making, thank you, motorcycle. My fear of making a video like this is that someone will see it and know the person that I'm talking about and give them hate. And that's not what I want at all. This person that I'm going to be talking about, I don't hate her. I wish nothing bad on her at all, but I do think that it's an interesting story, and it is definitely one of the more exciting things that's happened to me in my life.
I was so nervous to make this video that I never told you guys what the story was going to be about. So as you can tell from the title, I'll be talking about how my ex-best friend ran away, and I knew why.
So I'm going to share it. I'll start with a backstory. I'm almost 21 now. I'm not in school currently, but I'm going to start school in the fall. I do have my associate's degree, but this happened all the way back in like 2012, 2013. It was around my freshman to sophomore year of high school. I had a very small, close-knit group of friends back then, and I still do to this day, but I wasn't very popular in high school. I didn't have a lot of friends, and the friends that I did have, I was very close with. With that being said, at the end of my freshman year, I had about 2 really close friends. One of them I'm still super close with today. She's still like my best friend. We do everything together. For the privacy of this video, I'm not going to be telling you their names. My friend that I'm still friends with today, we'll call her Ethel, and the other friend we'll call her Mary. I do not know an Ethel or a Mary in this town, so it will be hard for you to figure it out. Basically, for the good portion of the end of my freshman year to the beginning of my sophomore year in high school, I was hanging out with these 2 girls, Mary and Ethel. If I could explain Mary to anybody, I would say that Mary, back then, she would be very happy one second, and then the next she would be kind of freaking out and like not in the best headspace. But you know what? Neither were me or my friends back then either. It was high school. We had issues. You know how high school is. Like, everybody knows everything about everybody, especially when you live in a small town like I do. One night, hi Charlie. Sit. No, don't bother mommy. I'm making a video. Hi. In the summer of 2013, which was the end of my freshman year to the beginning of my sophomore year. Are you done? And one night we had a sleepover at my house. How many times will my dog interrupt me during this video? So as the night goes on, we're staying up late, we're just, messing around, and Mary says to me, I need to go somewhere. From what I remember, she told us first, me and my friend Ethel, that she was going to go meet her cousin at this hotel.
This just goes to show how naive I was. Like, who meets their cousin at a hotel? That's creepy.
I live on a dead-end street, but right across from the dead end, there's a street that is super long that goes all the way down. At the very end of the street, if you turn left, you'll get to a main road, like in my town. Off that main road, there's a hotel before you get on the highway to go towards the bigger cities. She was supposed to meet her cousin there that night. Ethel and I were kind of confused. We didn't really know what she was talking about. I think I forgot to mention that she wanted to walk there. She was planning on walking alone, but Ethel and I decided that we would walk with her because it was late at night. It was probably like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. We didn't really ask too many questions. I don't remember asking questions, but we were definitely confused. We didn't know who her cousin was. It was just kind of weird, a little sketchy now that I think about it. We leave my house, and I honest to God have no idea how my mom did not wake up, because you could literally crack this woman's door and she would wake up. Like, she's that light of a sleeper. We sneak out of my house late at night and we walk on this road, and we get about halfway like down this road, and Ethel and I kind of look at each other and we're like, we don't really feel safe, like we're out past curfew, like this is really stupid. So I decide to call my boyfriend at the time. We'll call him Bob. We call him and we're like, hey, like, we don't really feel safe. This is the situation. We try to do it without Mary knowing, but Mary kind of gets the sense that we don't feel comfortable, trying to reassure us, like, it's gonna be fine, like, let's just keep going. And we're like, like, we don't really feel safe, like, we kind of want to just go back to my house. So Bob pulls up, slams on his brakes, tells us to get in the car, gives me this huge talk about how stupid it is to go out past curfew, like you can get arrested, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know if that's true, but that's what he told me, and I was super scared because he was yelling at me, and I knew that I did something dumb. My friends and I go back to my house. That's when Mary told us that it wasn't her cousin that she was going to be seeing. It was actually this guy who flew to our small town all the way from, I don't want to say the state. Just for the safety of keeping her identity private, I'll say that he's from Florida. We'll just refer to him as Matthew. Matthew was at this hotel, already expecting her to be there. We get back to the house. Luckily, my mom did not know we were gone. That was by the grace of God. Like, she decided that since we weren't going to walk with her, that she would go by herself. So she left my house. Who knows what time it is at this point. And she decided to go meet this guy. I just said her name. Ethel and we decided to stay at my house. We asked her not to go, and she said no, like, I'm going. Like, we were very scared for her, but we decided to just stay at my house. She walked all the way there by herself. She texted us to let us know when she got there safely, and she met this guy. Honestly, looking back on it, how scary is that, to walk in the middle of the night to a hotel to meet this guy at like 3 o'clock in the morning, not knowing if it's gonna be some like killer or stalker or crazy person or whatever. That's really scary. Looking back now, I wish I did a lot more to try to keep her from going, and if it was me now, like, I probably would have told someone, like, whether it be my mom, just to keep her safe. Like, something really bad could have happened to her in that hotel room. I was just young and naive, and I don't think you should ever support your friend if they're gonna do something like that could potentially get them killed. The next morning, my mom wakes up super early, and she immediately realizes that Mary is not there. Ethel and I had to come up with a lie. I don't remember what we said. We probably said that she was, like, she went home in the middle of the night, she didn't feel good, something like that. In the morning, I text Mary asking if she's okay, like, what happened, like, is he nice, blah, 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 blah. Mary texted me and said, yeah, everything went well. She texted me a bunch of pictures She asked me not to tell. She said, please don't tell, like I really love him. And at this point, I remember being hurt because I felt like she just wanted to come over to my house, so she hadn't like a solid excuse to leave and go meet this guy. So I was hurt by that, and I know that my friend Ethel was too. I think shortly after that, the friendship wasn't like it used to be, and I definitely wanted to be there for her while she was going through everything that she was, because she was going through a hard time and she did have a lot of issues. But it's hard to be friends with someone that is such a big liar, and she lied to me about so many things, just a bunch of things that didn't really make me want to be her friend anymore, which sucked because we were all three super good friends. So anyway, sophomore year starts, and in our school there is, I don't think I should say exactly what the extracurricular activity is because I think people will find out who it is if I say that. Mary and I were in a extracurricular activity together. We had to rehearse and practice a lot for that, so we were together quite often. And like I stated earlier, like our friendship wasn't really the same after that night at my house, so we didn't really talk much, but we were spending a lot more time together since we were in this extracurricular activity together, so we started talking again. I remember Ethel being really against me being friends with Mary again. She had a good reason to be. Now I'm definitely not the type of person to like forgive someone after they have lied to me that many times, but it was a lot different when we were in high school. I definitely took her back in my life, and we started to hang out more, and she opened up to me a lot about what she was going through. She was still in contact with Matthew, and she told me that he had come to see her again. They had sex. She told me that she was pregnant. I felt so bad for her because we were very young. Like, I think I was only 15. I felt super bad, and I told her that if she needed anything, like, I would be there for her. I don't really remember the details about what she told me about being pregnant. She had taken some videos and photos of her stomach. I mean, as far as I knew, that's what a pregnant tummy looked like. And if it was now, I would definitely know that she was lying. But I was very naive, so I definitely believed her when she told me that she was pregnant. Like, she had taken a video of her laying down on her bed with her stomach out, and it showed her stomach moving like the baby was kicking. And saying that sounds so stupid, but I believed her. I don't know what 15-year-old girl wouldn't believe that your best friend, who you tell everything to, why would you lie about being pregnant? I have no idea what crossed her mind to lie to me about being pregnant, but it was definitely fake. We cut ties. The friendship is over. It's junior year at this point. This is in 2015. I remember being in a few classes with her. We didn't talk a lot. I think she tried a few times to be friends again, but I was honestly like so over it. Around February time of our junior year, Mary went missing. I remember getting a call from Mary's mom, and she was super scared. I could tell that she was upset, and she said, "Do you know where Mary is?" And I said, "No, I haven't talked to her in a really long time. Like, what's going on?" Her mom had told me that she was missing. She thought that she ran away, but she didn't know why. At the time, I had no idea where she could be. I didn't know what was going on. So I immediately call Ethel. I tell her what's going on. I tell her that Mary's mom called me. Ethel and Mary have a mutual friend. We'll call her Susan. So this mutual friend named Susan was getting closer with Mary. They started to become friends, and I don't know if they hung out. I don't know how serious the friendship was. All I know is that they were friends. Ethel asked Susan if she knew anything, and Susan had actually seen her that day. We found out that Susan actually took her to the local airport in our town. Mary had actually told Susan that her mom said it was okay for her to take her to the airport, like her family would meet her there. So I don't blame Susan at all for this situation, but I know that she probably felt bad. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, if you're the last person to see someone that went missing, I would definitely feel bad too. The pieces start coming together, and I realized that Mary probably went to go see Matthew in Florida. I felt like it was my fault because I hadn't spoken up about the situation. Ethel and I get together and we tell my mom the entire story of what happened. We tell her about the sleepover at my house. We tell her about the time that she said she was pregnant with Matthew's kid, and we tell her everything. I explained on the phone to her mom, who was not very happy with me that I did not share this with her, which was my fault. I take responsibility for that. I probably should have spoken up, and if I could redo anything in this situation, I definitely would have told someone. I told Mary's mom what I knew, and a couple days later she was found out of state in Florida. After she was found, never spoke a word to me. I haven't talked to her since before she went missing. I have no idea if she's mad at me for snitching on her. I don't know where she's even at. I have no idea. I don't remember seeing her in school after that either. I think that she definitely took time for herself. If I could say anything to her, I would say, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm sorry for telling your mom what really happened, but I hope you realize that I was only doing it for your own good. And I hope that you're not mad that I'm telling this story. I wish this story kind of had more of a happy ending, but it really doesn't. I don't think I ever really told many people this story. I think what I want people to get from this video is that lying is never okay. I've been on the receiving end of lies, but I've also been the liar, and I think that it's hard to get yourself out of a lie once you start. I know I'm not a hero. I definitely didn't save this girl's life. I have made mistakes. I'm growing from them. So yeah, if you would like to stick around and learn more about my life, you can subscribe or like or comment, and I will definitely see you guys next time.